Hi, everybody. Thank you again for helping us out with our comprehensive exams. And this tutorial is for the field side of the comprehensive exam. In this tutorial, we'll go over the purpose of the exam, outline on logistics, expectations from a grading perspective, and we'll share with you what we expect from the students. So the purpose of this exam, the CATA did remove the practical exam, so we are now responsible, the schools are more responsible for making sure that students grade or graduate with a basic level of practical competence, so they should be able to perform physically at a competent level. Therefore, a significant portion of the students' grades actually come from their practicum supervisors, because their supervisors see the students day in and day out consistently, and more importantly, acting with real patience. As a result, the comprehensive exam in total is worth 30%. The field exam is made up of 4 stations, 2 that start on the field and 2 that start on the sideline. There's 4 students assigned to each block, which is 2 hours. And so each student will rotate through every station, which is 30 minutes each. The scenario itself is roughly between 15 to 20 minutes. And there'll be clear objectives and critical actions for each one of those stations. When the students arrive to the testing center, they'll enter the room. They'll have a few minutes to look at all the equipment. It's the same equipment they've used in school, so it shouldn't take too long. And they'll flash their name in the camera so that you can identify who the student is when you grade them. After that piece is done, the student will exit the room, and it'll give the patient a time to set up. And the scenario begins when the door opens. This scenario will last roughly 15 to 20 minutes. In some situations, there might be a 2-minute warning. And there'll be a cue given by the patient or the assistant to let the student know that the scenario has now ended. And then whatever time is left, the patient or the assistant can help reset the room. But the student has to stay in the room. They can't leave. So until the coordinator tells the students to leave and rotate to the next room. So just be aware of that. What are we looking for? Basic level of competence. We need to ensure that our students are capable of ensuring patient safety and high quality patient outcomes. So they need to demonstrate decision-making, critical thinking, proficiency, and efficiency. And these are the definitions. Field exam expectations. So again, they're supposed to demonstrate a basic level of competence. They have to demonstrate standard protocols correctly. So an example that is cardiac arrest management. The standard protocol is through the Red Cross. But in a lot of cases, in the absence of standard protocols, so a field return to play scenario, there aren't really any standardized protocols. Students may skip irrelevant steps in the name of efficiency and timely management. Again, these expectations for our exam is more geared towards real-life actions, not textbook. So whatever the students do that you observe, it should be similar to what you would do in real life. Students are instructed to apply any equipment and supplies during the simulation unless otherwise directed by the patient. Again, what they would actually do in real life. They should also verbalize, and this is the only time they would verbalize, the absence or presence of signs or symptoms or any other information they think may be pertinent to the situation. For example, if the student suspects an anaphylactic emergency, they should verbalize whether or not they see hives, redness, or swelling. Even though anaphylaxis isn't the scenario, they should still go through this if they suspect it. They should refrain from saying or doing anything irrelevant to the scenario. For example, they shouldn't be holding the cervical spine if they suspect a thumb ligament sprain. So if the patient is walking towards them holding their thumb, fully alert and oriented, and there's no indications for a C-spine, they should not hold C-spine. Again, think about what you would do in real life. When it comes to grading, you'll receive an email that has 2 links, the Google form grading sheet, as well as a link to the video. Just review the form first, enter your name, the clinical presentation, the student's name, and then take a look at all the global ratings that are on the form. You may or may not have to grade every single thing on the form. Again, just a reminder with the video, the student will show their name at the start of the video, so you can enter their name into the Google form. When it comes to grading, this is key. Watch the video as many times as you need. You can stop and start if you need to, but use your professional judgment and the anchors at the end of the scale provided. Pay attention to the actions that the student misses that are critical and relevant only. The student also pay attention to the actions that the student completes that are critical and relevant. See how they perform them, if they're performed in a timely manner. Again, some components on this grading sheet, some grading global rating scales may not be relevant. So as a result, you don't have to grade those. So I would just leave those blank. If you deem a component is not applicable, then don't enter a value. Once you're done grading, hit the submit button and then watch the next video and do the same thing for the next 3 students in that block. You will grade 4 students on the same scenario in video recorded in the same room, and therefore you can compare one to the other, and the expectations for each should be the same. Each video performed should be about 15 to 20 minutes. Again, you can fast forward through the orientation and setup portions of the video. You're just there to grade the student's performance. You must mark a minimum of 8 exams to get a half day of testing offered by the CATA CEUs. In other words, it's equivalent to helping out for a half day at the board exam, at the board practical exam when it used to be here in Calgary. So there's 8 students at 30 minutes each student. That's 4 hours. Therefore, that's half a day. So again, please be sure that we have your correct email address so we can forward you a letter electronically for CEU purposes. Again, thanks. You're awesome for all your help. We can't do this without you guys. So if you have any questions, email me. My email address is on this slide, and that's my office number. I hope this information is useful. I will see you during the day of the exams, or I'll connect with you via email if you are a video reviewer. And again, if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, please let me know. And thanks again. Chat soon.